A two-time British Academy Award winner, my next guest chronicled the hopes, ambitions, and angst of a group of English youngsters every 7 years since 1964. His features include Coal Miner's Daughter, Gorilla in the Mist, and the soon-to-be-released Thunderheart. Please welcome the director of 35 Up, Michael Apted. Folks, Michael Apted. For the uninformed in our audience, why don't you explain the premise of the whole Up series?
Well, I started in 1964 with a group of 7-year-old children, 14 of them, and I've been back ever since, every 7 years. They're now 35. So over 5 generations, you watch these people grow up. It's like looking at the family album, as it were.
Yeah, I really thought it was the most enjoyable evening I've ever had in a movie theater. I thought it was riveting. I saw it last week.
Thank you.
I'd like to show the clip real quick so they might have an understanding better of what we're talking about, and then we'll talk about it. From 35 Up.
Every 7 years, a little pill of poison is injected.
What would you like to be when you grow up?
I want to be a jockey with a club.
What will you do if you don't make it as a jockey?
I don't know.
At 21, Tony was learning to be a London cabbie.
I once met Kojak, I fixed him up.
At 28, Tony was taking acting lessons.
Son, it's a big world out there, and obviously I can't get into it, boy.
Who will you be at 35?
It's better to be a has-been than never was, wasn't it?
Can you think what you'd like to be doing in the year 2000?
I want to be an astronaut.
I definitely would like to be a coach driver.
I would like to be somebody in a position of importance.
At 28, Neil was roaming around Britain.
I can think of all kinds of things I'd like to be doing. The real question is what am I likely to be doing?
To see the seeds of their adult behavior planted in their childhood, the difference between Neil at 14 and 21, is there footage we didn't see? Did something happen there because of such a charming 14-year-old?
I think you can see when he's 14 a bit of stress coming in, and at 21 a lot of disappointment, but it is tragic the way you see, his life in a sense become dislocated. But I mean, it's not all sad. There are some happy stories, some people who really succeeded. I mean, and the fun of the film is, can you see the man in the child? Can you look at a 7-year-old and see what you're going to become? And looking at the man or the woman, can you see the child in them,
Right. It's so funny when some of them get caught in their own self-belief. The one woman who said she'd never have the child, and then the editing's so brilliant. You cut right to her. She has this baby, and she's just completely overjoyed.
God help us if any of us had it done to us.
Yes. Now, what about, you obviously are the disembodied voice we hear, right? I, at one moment, felt uncomfortable with the young man who was the jockey when you asked him if he felt he was a failure. Did you view that as a bit of an incendiary statement, or were you...
Well, I mean, I kind of get embarrassed a bit at some of the things. We have to understand that it's a very intimate relationship I have with them. I mean, I've known them for 28 years, and, the whole success or failure of the piece is really the quality of the interview and whether I can get them to be forthright and honest and whatever. And I think if they're kind of bullshitting me a bit, I try and pick up on it.
Now,
but I mean, I don't think I'm after them. I don't think I'm trying to catch them out or anything.
Right. After having you and Billy on tonight, you're allowed to say on English TV, aren't you? Just detecting a pattern there. Now, some of them have elected to drop out, right? 2 of them for this.
I've lost 3 altogether. I mean, some of them come back. I lost one at 28, and he's come back again. And, it's just... I mean, it's a life's work for me. It was the first job I ever did when I started in television. And I'm still doing it. And, I just keep a relationship with them and hope that next time some will come back. So I never think it's gone if they don't do one of the films. Because you miss them when they're not there. There's 14 of them, and it is a family. And, you miss the kind of the counterpoints when they go, because what you see is what it started out as, is just a look at the English class system, whether some people at 7 knew exactly what they were going to be doing, and others didn't have a clue, which is probably true in any society.
I had the feeling the one man who worked in the sausage factory, that's why he bailed out, because he said he would never work there his whole life, and he's still there. Boy, the caste system in England is brutal sometimes, isn't it?
I mean, it is, and that's what... But I think, what surprised me when I brought 28 Up to America was how Americans understood it. I thought, no one's going to get this. You're going to have to understand the English education system, the English class system. It seems to not be about that anymore. It seems to be about universal things, you know, about growing up, about ambition and success and promise and failure. And I don't think you have to know anything about England to really understand and enjoy the film.
Well, I just thought it was a brilliant film, and I hate to say I can't wait for 42, because that'll make me 7 years older, too. But it's a brilliant piece of work.
Well,
Thank you.
thanks a
Michael
lot,
Apted, folks. We'll be right back after this.
This portion of the Dennis Miller Show is brought to you by Afrin Nasal Spray. Afrin, because you shouldn't have to wait to breathe.